Hi, everybody. Grady Polson. Welcome to the America Agency. Let's see. We hear me? Drop a 1 in the chat below if you can hear me okay. Do you see it moving up and down? All right, we're good. All right, perfect. Thank you. Perfect. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Andrew. Hey, Bridget. Hey, Jessica. Hey, Haley. Awesome. Thankful. Check the camera. It's a little off center. There you go. There you go. Perfect. Nailed it. All right. All right. Live show, right? You got live stuff. You got live shows. Good to be on here with you all today. So excited for our special guest trainer, Monserat Vargas, absolute young, passionate rock star who's attacking this business with direction, commitment. Her sales are incredible. Her team, her leadership, all things going in the right direction, which is exciting for all of us to be able to have someone like this to learn from, someone like this to follow, but also something for all of us to be able to get some insight on how to do as good as we can within this business. So she'll be on here just a couple minutes. We're going to do a couple quick updates, and then we will get right after it. There we go. We're getting it. All right, perfect. So as always, we always try to encourage live dials. I've got so many agents that'll write 20 a month, but won't plug into live dials, what puts them in a position where they're not getting the influence, the insight, the training, the assistance from other people that are out there and making it happen. So always my suggestion to everybody is plug into a dial team. Here's 7, 8 of the ones that I know about that have great top producers in. Plug into one, screenshot this so you can join, talk to your manager, but treat it like an office. Like when I used to work at, I used to work at University of Phoenix. I used to work at selling AOL on the phone back in the day. I've sold many things. I used to sell golf memberships. I sold a lot of things over the years on the phones, but they had you work in an office. Now we live in a very digital world where you can work from your home, you can work from Colombia, you can work from vacation, you can work from Europe, you can work from the beach in Mexico. You can also work for an office with a bunch of your peers. All things hold value, but the accountability that you can have by plugging into a live dial team and dialing with others is unequivocal to the amount of motivation you'll get, the challenge, etc. And so I know there's a lot of dial teams that are having live leaderboards that are being updated as you go. You plug in your sales, and it's a live daily sort of competition. And that's how we can take this sort of digital virtual world we're living in and make it more tactile, more physical. That or just get to a physical office and write your sales on the whiteboard. All things work, but if you're not plugged into a dial team when you're trying to become successful with this, you're not going to make it happen. Why? Because the people that do that, we don't ever hear from them again. So live dials, jump in and put yourself in a great position to get better today. A couple lead coupons right now, all exclusive lead types right now. Just check the CRM. There's like hundreds of thousands of leads right now on sale for 20% off until May 31st, just coming up here, ending in a couple days. So May 31st, discount is auto applied to checkout. It's already in there. It literally says minus 20% already right in the CRM in Lead Center. So take advantage of that. Look at it as if you had a goal to spend $1,000 a week. Don't now just spend $800 because it's 20% off. Spend the $1,000, but get 20% more for free. That's where the top producer mindset is. That's what puts you in a position where you get more chances, more at-bats to go out there and protect families, help people, and put great coverage in place while at the same time making money for your own. So those are right now in the CRM. A couple more discounts right now. Ethos aged card abandonment leads. Those are another couple days. People are loving those from a mindset of the client is already on Ethos's website. Now, you don't have to sell them Ethos. You can sell them any product. You're just buying the lead. The lead comes from Ethos. They were on Ethos. They were looking at life insurance, but they did not click the buy button. And so you've got a bunch of data on them that then allows you to go out and actually make some additional sales utilizing their platform. Blossom 25. was, I believe, the code. And then last thing, in IUL leads and veteran life leads, both two great high intent lead types, right? That's the thing. That's why mortgage protection was so successful. That's why final expense is so successful. General term, general life is usually general people looking at general options. But when it's a veteran specifically talking to them, or it's someone looking at tax-free retirement income, coverage will never expire, coverage of living benefits, benefits of an IUL, it's more targeted. And the more targeted you can get with your lead, the old mentor used to say, there's riches in the niches. The more specific you can get with your sales and with the lead type that you're trying to take care of, the better you'll get at that, and the more reference points you'll have when going back and talking to them. And we're talking to Tanner Mendelson, who was on a couple weeks ago, talking about how his team's knocking out huge numbers, focusing just specifically on veteran life leads, trying to satisfy and service that market. And so, as we know with leads, we serve the masses, right? There's 100 million people out there between 18 and 80 that are looking for coverage that we have. Either they're underinsured, they have insurance, but it's not as good as quality of product, or they want to get more. People that have life insurance are already life insurance buyers, right? They already are thinking about the value of that product, on taking some of their money, and instead of just saving it in the mattress, carving out a small bill to make sure there's something later in life for their family, or building up tax-free retirement income, or trying to secure themselves a living benefits, or trying to put an accidental policy in place. God forbid something happens of an accident. So like, think about this, guys, as you're progressing. You know, great mentors say, get good at getting leads, fall in love with the aspect of spending money. That's what real businesses do. They invest money in order to bring in customers, right? If I own a restaurant, or I own any small business, I'm constantly thinking, how can I fill my store? How can I fill my restaurant? How can I fill my business with buyers? And how you fill your business with buyers is by buying leads. That's a pretty powerful way. That's what differentiates us from so many other entrepreneurial industries, from real estate to mortgages to MLM to car sales to solar, pest. They have to go find clients. They have to go find customers. They cannot just buy customers. And that's the value and beauty of what we have here in the life insurance industry, is it puts us in a position where we can procure interested people. And that is what changed this world for me. That's what I hope you see as such a value add, that you don't have to go make a list of your top 200 friends, family, work associates and hope they're interested in buying life insurance. You can just buy a list of interested people that fill that request for more coverage and go call them up and satisfy them. Are they all going to buy? No, they don't. Not everybody buys a car when they walk on the car lot. Not everybody buys, a steak when they go to a restaurant. Sometimes they just get a salad. Sometimes they just get an appetizer. Sometimes they don't eat. They're just coming there for a meeting, right? But thinking about this, they don't all buy, but they're all interested at something. And that's what the value of life insurance, what changed the world for me, and what I hope it gets you guys excited. If you love being able to buy leads, drop an L in the chat below, showing some love to leads, because that's what changes our world versus every other entrepreneurial world that we have out there. So as we have a 20% discount right now on these, 20% discount on exclusive leads, 30% on ethos card abandonment leads, just be grateful we have this, because without leads, we're panhandlers on the street, hoping and asking people to come help us, that we can get some handouts. And in the insurance world, we give ourselves a handout. And I love that about this world. So it seems you guys love it too. Closing out, let's get Monserat here in about 2 more minutes. We're rolling. Tomorrow, the Limitless group, Nina and Hayden, have set up a meeting with Victor Sanchez and a couple of people who run Life Center. Life Center is the add-on tool to Lead Center, paid for free by our incredible parent company, Integrity Marketing Group. Life Center allows you to take the leads you buy in Lead Center. So you go get those discounted leads. You can buy full price leads, great, but you can buy any leads you buy in Lead Center will immediately be ported. I believe that's the term, ported or sent over, transferred or copied into Life Center. And then from there, you can dial from the Life Center app. You can click to text, click to call, all from the desktop variation. And then when you get in the lead with Betty Smith, and you can take notes saying that she has diabetes and takes cholesterol and she's 56 and she had a stroke 9 years ago, you click quote and it'll boom, auto-populate all of the different carriers that you're contracted with and the prices and quotes for them. Like, think insurance toolkits, but free. And also it'll immediately single sign on into each one of those carriers for you. All you got to do is click start app. Can you delete that guy? Yeah, thank you. All you have to do is click the start app or quote app. And what that will do is it puts you in a position where immediately it'll take you into Mutual, it'll take you into Americo, it'll take you into Transamerica, it'll take you into Corebridge, immediately in the app, pulling in Betty Smith's information. So guys, it's the future of sales. It is what all of, I don't know why Steve's so upset. Steve, I'm sorry you're frustrated. I don't know what's happening. We're gonna, I don't need to give you any attention, but you seem frustrated. I hope you're okay. We're all here just trying to get better, buddy. But thinking about that puts us in a position where we can immediately start making sales and put us in a position where everything can just run faster, smoother. It's better for the agent. It's better for the client. So that was 30-second demo. Tomorrow, they're going to dig in deep. It's on Teams. It's like Zoom, but it's like the new Skype. Regardless, screenshot this, join us tomorrow. Teams.microsoft.com, put in the meeting ID and then put in the passcode. And that puts you in a position where, boom, you can go in and watch and learn. I'd highly encourage you to do it. This is the future of our company. It's the future of sales. It's a free CRM, free text service, free call service, free lead management for all FFL agents. So if you're a manager out there, dig in and learn. It's not going to be 2 hours. It'll be 30 minutes, and it'll be well worth your time. So moving forward, top 100 agents for the second week of May is incredible numbers we've got. Waiting for this to load up. Is Cole with 13,000 issue paid, top 100, all the way up to Austin M, 71,000. It's just incredible volume, 5.8 million, $5,837,604. 1,176 total agents sold, protected, issued, and were paid on a policy in the first 2 weeks of May. Absolutely incredible to see this level of production happening, coming out of convention, heading into Ignite, heading into the summer. And just congratulations to everybody. This is just this 7 days. No, this is the first 2 weeks. Yes, first 2 weeks. Great question, Blake. First 2 weeks. So a running total, right? A running total. So almost $6 million issued in the first 2 weeks of the month. So great job, everybody. Great question, Blake. So last but not least, and Monserat's coming on in 30 seconds. Ignite, we've got almost 1,400 people registered, flying out here to the desert. Nearly 100 lock-ins booked. Still time to join us next Friday, 8 days away. IgniteEvent.com. We do one big annual convention, and we do 2 Ignites. We don't have Tuesday night meetings and Saturday morning meetings and monthly meetings in San Jose and all this stuff to try to charge you a bunch of money to turn agents into profit centers. That's not what FFL does. We do not turn agents into profit centers. If you know, there is no cost to join us. There's no monthly cost for the CRM, which I just went through, the Life Center and Lead Center. There's no cost. There's no cost monthly. There's no cost to join us. There's no cost for access to all of our training. Right? You're about to hear from someone that writes $80,000 a month. She's going to tell you what she does for free, because that's what we do here at FFL. And then our event, we have Ignite here in Arizona. So excited that we're pulling it here. And then we have another Ignite we'll probably do in late October on the East Coast. And that's it. So like for you guys as agents, the thought process is, how much can I commit to myself to get better? How much time can I give? And the answer should be as much as it takes, right? It should be whatever it takes to get what you want. If you're not living the life you want right now, then something must change, right? Whether it's your daily actions, your daily processes, your daily habits. And a lot of that you have to learn, right? I got around great people like Andrew Taylor and Zach Twardowski and Sean Mike, and I picked up new habits and processes that I instilled in my life. When I first met him, I didn't get up at 5:30 in the morning. Now I get up at 5:30 in the morning because I get 2 hours more in the beginning of the day to get ahead of the world, right? That's a learned thing you pick up from successful people, right? There's many things, but at Ignite, we're going to have over 90 speakers coming across stage, giving you their best stuff, their best tips, their best ideas, their best concepts for selling, for recruiting, for mindset, all the things that's helping them achieve success. And so if you're not yet accomplishing what you want to accomplish or achieving the level of sales success or recruiting success you want, join us, right? The event is free. Now, granted, our annual convention costs $9 million. So to help offset that, I think they charged $49 for all 3 days last year. So that someone might go, well, you charged for a convention. Well, I know it costs $9 million. Okay. We buy in speakers that cost $500,000 to get on stage, right? There's a lot of costs. It's a 5-day event. This one is free. So this is free. That's what we try to do here. So when people go, insurance is this, insurance is that, sales are this, when the only barrier to success is you, it really takes a lot of personal growth to look in the mirror and go, well, the reason I'm not achieving what I want or succeeding where I want is because of me. And most people won't look in the mirror and make those statements themselves, but not us, but not you. We're trying to get better. We've got big goals, big dreams, and big things we want to accomplish in this life. And we got one shot around the sun here. So why not do as good as we can and get as good as we can? It costs nothing to attend. You drive in, fly in, talk to your manager, talk to someone, come join us, igniteevent.com. Please get yourself registered so we can get an accurate total for seating and for, there's second and third levels. They're asking if we need to open up. I mean, this venue is amazing. They hold political rallies at this venue, and not to get political, but they hold big events at this venue, and it's absolutely beautiful. You're going to love it. If you want to know more, igniteevent.com, but please get registered. Monserat will be there. She's flying in from Chicago. Love her for that. But this is it. So join us, get focused, get excited, and get ready because Monserat's coming right now. But I look forward to seeing you all at Ignite. Those of you that aren't coming, ask yourself why. Do you have a real reason, or is it an excuse? Because we all got excuses. I got 4 kids, a wife, family, sisters, parents, all kinds of stuff. But I'm making the decision. Well, now I'm helping run it, but we all have stuff. Now, is that stuff though warranted and hold weight and hold water for what you really want in your life? Or is it just an excuse? Because there's going to be nearly 2,000 people there that chose a future and chose success and chose big dreams versus choosing to let their excuses cripple and disable them from their goals they want to have accomplished. So I hope you make the right decision for yourself, for your family, and for your future. Igniteevent.com. Let's roll. All right. If you're excited, drop an MV in the chat below. Let's give her some love. Let's give her some cheers. I need more caffeine. I'm just kidding.
Hey, Grady.
There she is. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I am wonderful. I'm so excited to have you on. I'm excited for next week. I'm excited for you, for your business. And yes, MVs. Come on, fill it up. Show her your love. Give her some MVs in there. And but here, let's get you a proper intro and we'll get this thing rocking and rolling. So, all right. Hello, everybody. Grady Polson, the America Agency. So excited to have Monserat Vargas on with us. To be totally honest, I heard your name at convention when Nina was like, oh, that's Monserat. She's a rock star. And then I was like, I saw you in the hallway and I was like, hey, I'd love to have you on a call in the future. Can I get your number? Which is, a totally normal thing for a married guy to say to a girl. But I was like, hey, can I get your number? I'd love to have you on a call. And you were like, hi. Yeah, I was like, cool. So we've been texting back and forth. I've been watching you continue to grow. I saw you on corporate calls last week or a couple weeks ago, and you crushed those. And it's just it's exciting to see what you've done. But I think what happens is people go, well, look at her now. Right? They don't know the decisions you had to make and the struggles you overcame and the no-shows and the chargebacks and the nonsense with agents and carriers and all the things you had to go through. But just to sing your praises, to be where you are in this business in such a short period of time, issue paying, you had a huge month, 80-something thousand issue paid on your own personal pen is tremendous. I mean, that on a 12-month rolling month is $1 million a year producer. That's a gold jacket producer. And that's something that is, there's, we have 10, 15 a year in our company of 20 plus thousand writing agents. So you have that sort of mindset and track record speaks volumes of who you are. But at the same time, for you to have built a team with your brother, I believe, you talk about him, he's a rock star too. Your parents just mint winners. But to have, you're doing this with your family, but to have your agency doing nearly $400,000 already is nothing short of just making it happen. And I don't, I'd love to pass it over to you. You seem you got a lot of fans already, a lot of support, a lot of love, which is always great. But don't, support her and be proud of her. But also, as you're listening to her talk over the next little bit here, say to yourself, what 1, 2, 3 things can I pull out of her mindset, her attitude, her disciplines that I can immediately implement into my life, into my business? So without further ado, how are you doing today?
Good. I'm feeling good. I'm excited. This is like I like this type of energy. I like to get on these and make an impact, help more people get going with a lot more. Because I believe anybody in this industry can do absolutely anything, right? It's just about taking that action forward.
Agreed. I completely agree. So give us give us the backstory. How'd you find insurance? What did you do? Were you a sales machine before? Did you, what all of a sudden turned, kind of give us a timeline from where you learned about insurance or before that, what all the things kind of leading to where we are today.
So before I got into insurance, I was a medical assistant. So I wasn't in sales. I didn't know a single thing about sales. I didn't know a single thing about life insurance at all. But I learned more about it by just kind of like, I wanted more and I knew there was more for me. I knew that I didn't have to follow the traditional route. And necessarily, it's not even traditional. It was just more of that's the only way that was open for me. And I still had to put in the work even to get into that position as well. But I learned more about more opportunity by just like seeking it. And I saw it online because that's where I was like most of the time already. So it's like I saw people posting about just a simple number. I didn't know what it was. Nobody talked about it being life insurance. But at the end of the day, I felt like this was an opportunity for me that I can go into and to showcase what I've been wanting to get out of like any opportunity where I'm putting in the work, right? I'm putting in the time, the effort, the hours. Like this is what I want to showcase for, and what can I make happen when it's just my ability, my want, my desire to make happen.
Amen.
And before I was in insurance, I went to school. I went to university for a year, and that's where I still majored in like pre-health biology to go into just the health field. But I played sports my whole life. So I was a soccer player my whole life. And I think a lot of those characteristics really play a role in what I'm doing now as well, because I was extremely competitive on the field. I felt like if I'm putting in all this time and effort, I want to be the greatest. Because if I'm not, it's like, well, somebody's going to have to be the best. And I want to be able to still be that person and help more people and help them understand that they can be right alongside like each other. I can help build more people and just see their potential into what they can do on this field. So I was very like a team player, like we want to win, we want to put in all the work, we want to be the best on that field. So it's the same thing that applies to the agency and building that here.
Amen. I mean, there's a lot of successful people come out of sports, right? Because you've got to push yourself. Or people that are big into like bodybuilding and exercise, and because there's such a level of you have to push yourself when no one else is watching, right? Do you want to stay on the team? Sure, but you could have chosen to be in the middle of the team or been a sub or an alternate. But if you're like, I want to be the best, I want to be starting, I want to be striker, I want to score the goals, I want people to be cheering. I mean, there's a level of practice and ball skill and time and body care. Like my son plays soccer, which is why I'm mildly knowledgeable about soccer, and he's getting the club, and he's right now playing more video games than he is practicing, and I want to shave his head, but that's just for me to deal with as he's 9, so to not be crazy. But I hear you, and I'm like, okay, there's the things we want to instill in our children are things that are going to benefit them later in life, and it's important to push but still parent. And so there's a lot of great messages I'm pulling out of what you're saying already, so love that. So where did you, like, how long have you been licensed? Where did you find, I mean, you saw someone posting about it. Who introduced you to it?
So I was at a captive company when I first got into insurance. So I started there for about 3 months, and I loved the insurance. Like I loved the space. I understood what the goal was and how to help people, and also obviously like the difference in that. But even with being in a captive company, I still knew that there was more potential within the industry and to just like be able to even make a greater impact. So I learned a lot on like doing my own research when I was there as well about life insurance, the industry, becoming a broker, and I seeked it. So I was like, okay, I got to make sure that we move forward. And to me, it felt more like an open door, like this was meant to happen. This was just these are like steps forward that we got to take and keep growing within the industry. And so, when me and my brother first started, I brought him into the captain company, and it was just more of like, I knew this type of opportunity was going to help us because we were determined on making it happen. Like nobody was going to tell us you're out of this, or like you can't do this, like you can no longer put in the time, the effort. It was based off of our own work ethic, right? And so we ended up moving to Florida, and we just packed our stuff up. I told my brother, I was like, hey, we got to go down to Florida. This is where Jay had the original Nonstop agency, right? So that's where everything started. And I knew nothing about the industry. Like I didn't know any other agencies. Like I just knew we had an opportunity in front of us. We had to make it work, and we were going to make it work. So we flew down, packed our bags, didn't tell a single soul. It was like, if we don't take that step forward, nothing's going to change. We're going to be in a consistent, like, it felt like we were drowning. That's how I felt when I first started. Like, I felt like I didn't have any open doors. I always felt like I was left out of opportunity. Like, I had to find a way. And so going down to Florida and like going throughout all those full months, I mean, we were sleeping on floors. We were just doing whatever we had to do. We were in office from like 7 in the morning, and then we were there till like 11 p.m. at night. And we were calling just whatever leads we were handed over. It didn't matter. At the end of the day, it's like we had a long-term vision as to what we can make happen. And over time, we were going to learn what we were able to make happen. We were going to be introduced, more doors were going to open up. And right now, our main focus was just to be able to utilize like our own time, our efforts to just like create something of ourselves.
It's awesome. Circling back to your captive company.
Yeah.
When you first saw that, it looked like a great opportunity, right?
100%.
100%. And then you're mature, an adult, and you're looking and I'm going to commit myself to this company in this industry. What else in this industry exists? This seems great, but is this the best opportunity for me? Because that's the thing, like opportunities can look fantastic, but if you go look again at FFL and you go look at everything else, there isn't, I've yet to find anything that is better than FFL. And I think that's really a testament to Sean and his desire to go, how do I create I always used to make the adage of Amazon. How do I make the Amazon of insurance where I don't need to have huge chunks off of the sales reps? I can make just a little bit. They make as much as possible. I just need a little bit to manage, but that little bit can turn to something enormous if we take care of the agents first, right? I can't think of any other store that my wife shops at more than Amazon or myself, right? And that because of the ease and the price that they've made it for us. And so when you look at that, you're looking at the captive company and going, well, hold on. There's this whole other opportunity in insurance. I need to make the best decision for myself. Now, so how did that happen before you're down in Tampa, right? How you're in your month 2, you're going, okay, I'm making 30% off these old leads and I'm having to, or whatever their commission splits were back at that company. How did you see FFL and go, I need to talk to Jay and find out more about the rest of this world? Get into people that are going to watch this or are watching now and going, well, why should I join your company? Or I'm being pitched by other companies too. Why is FFL the place that I should be?
So honestly, it was more based off of like where I came from originally. So I know there's a lot of people out there who also are in situations where they want a good opportunity, they want to make it work, So for me, I looked in like around me and I realized that like everybody here, I'm already putting in so much work. I was the first one in the office, even on holidays, snowstorms. I was the only one there. So it's like I am putting in this work so that God can open more doors for me. And that's the way that I saw it. So it didn't matter who was in there, what leadership it was. It was more of like God's opening doors for me and my family to continue on and actually take this industry and get the most out of it, and really go towards like the full potential. So if anybody is out there that's also looking at like different opportunities like that, I mean, take initiative as to what's actually going to be best for you. That's the way that I saw it.
Got it. And Jay's very persuasive also. So, awesome. Okay, so you get down to Tampa, you start so when did you have a breakthrough? Like what was your first 20 or 30 or 40K month? Like when did that happen? Was it month one, or what was your sort of timeline?
Yeah, my first month I issued over 20 grand. So my first month I hit the floor, like I hit it running because it's like I don't have any time to waste, which is why my initial that my decision was made forward, is I don't have any time to waste. I have people that are dependent on me as well. And this is what I'm doing it for. So any type of lead that was handed over to me, any type of script, I read it and I followed whatever I was being coached on and implemented it every single day. And at the same time, I had somebody else dependent on me from day one. So it's like I had no room for excuses. I had no room to just try to wait a little bit to take action. It was like I'm taking action every single day. So first month was 20 grand, but obviously like everybody's going to vary in where they come from. And even then with like aged leads, it was still like 20 grand and it was growing just like a slight bit, at least like 4 grand every other month, because I was just learning more about like the basics of reinvesting back in and how to like gradually increase that. So I was experimenting a lot with like my own self and how to really push forward on everything.
Awesome. Okay. And so then you move back to Chicago?
So for 9 months straight, I was in Tampa. 9 months, at least like literally like a month before convention of January, that we were still in Florida. So as soon as like a month before convention, we came down here to Chicago. And I mean, there was more that we could have implemented from day one as well when it came down to marketing and like growing the business. But as soon as we came down to Chicago, I honestly, I felt like this was the place where we had the most connections to help people get started and that really wanted it. Because like not everybody can just pack their things up and move, right? Yeah. So we wanted to just like we wanted to give everybody the opportunity and help them, and also like showcase to them that this is the reality of what you can do. And a lot of people in our area didn't have that type of opportunity, or people that started like us that came from nothing to all of a sudden making something happen.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let's jump into sales, right? That's one of the things that's, you're excellent at. I'd love to, kind of what is lead type you run? 1, 2, 3? Is it just one? Is it 7? What is your mentality on leads? And then I'd love to hear some like opens and, Monserat isms. That's always the thing. Like, what are some things that you say that are, might not be unique to you, but something that you say consistently, or something that is unique to you that you say consistently that kind of helps you take control, give the client confidence that you're the person to take care of them and help them move forward in that sort of application process?
Yeah. So, I mean, the leads that I'm running now, they're more instant leads. I love aged leads for like anybody who's starting off and wanting to get like that type of momentum to where everybody that picks up the phone, they're not going to get off the phone. But for me, it's more of an instant, because I want to be able to call like the third lead and then somebody's on the phone. I'm in a presentation. I can teach and mentor somebody else on exactly what I'm doing and how that call is going to go. So, I mean, I'm running the leads. I think I've talked to everybody about them. It's from the CRM center. I think that's Frank Euphemia, right? Frank Euphemia. So with those leads, I mean, there's different types that people can run. I love them. Their communication with Michael and them, it's extremely good. I mean, they've always been really supportive with everything. But like the veterans, the final expense, there's index universal, there's mortgage protection. Those are really good too. But like with those types of like leads, since it is going to be an instant lead, it's a lot easier for people to also get paid a lot faster. And especially as a mentor, if you're continuously selling, which everybody should be when they're coming in, it's going to be easier for your like new people to get on sets, get on calls, because you have so many leads that you bought, right? Yeah. So it makes it a lot easier to get agents paid a lot faster when you're just sharing whatever you have and then getting them going.
So what lead type with CRM Center do you use? Is it final expense? Is it just term life with IUL? What is your favorite?
My favorite one's the veteran. That's
veteran, okay.
Because I mean, I asked Jamie, and it's like the ad for the veteran is going to be broad, so it could be index universal or it could lead to final expense pivot. So regardless, it's like you're knocking two birds with one stone. And it's going to teach any agent how to run kind of both, right? If people have to pivot, it's like you're getting the hard stuff out of the way. So it's like people are starting off at like up there compared to then trying to go every single step moving up and trying to figure things out. So the veteran leads are really, really good. I love those, the veteran leads from CRM. Cool. That's the best ones to run. But I know agents get a lot of success from even the final expense. I like the mortgage ones too. Those are really good as well.
Awesome. Okay. Well, good. You got to find type that you like, right? Yeah. That's the goal. So then you got leads. What are you spending a week right now?
So right now, honestly, I'm spending around like a little below $2,000.
Okay.
And to me, it's more of like, so obviously I've hit 80K months. I've hit 70K months. 95K months. So it's more about like me just being intentional with my spending. That's it, like my investment. So I can go from, I'm going to mentor this amount of people. So my focus is I just got to get on a sit, help these people out. This is what I'm investing in right now. And then the next week come in and then decide, yeah, I'm going to invest a little bit more to either issue 20K in that 1 week. So it's like now everything's on autopilot. I can set my mind to it and I can accomplish that goal, which is what I want everybody to understand that they can do too. Like everybody can just sit down, focus on how much they're going to be investing that week of, and literally hit a goal within that week and not have to struggle or have to wait weeks or months to try to get to that specific goal. Yeah. So right now it would be like a little bit under $2,000 because I have a lot of people that I'm mentoring as well.
And you think about in your mentoring, you're like, okay, I'm gonna bring in a batch of people and I'm going to see who's serious, who responds to texts, who gets on calls, who gets on live dials. And then if you bring in 20 and 13 show up, perfect. Now you're inviting 7 of them you can spend more time with the next week while you're selling and they can sit in with you on dials. Yeah. Go through those 7, now 5 the next week are starting to sell. And boom, those kind of are selling. You're still watching. Then boom, next week you're pulling in another new 20 again. It's like kind of I always call it like cohorts or like batches or groups of people moving them forward. Because you can't bring in 100 a week. It's not possible. It's not fair to them. And it's not fair to you because you're not going to do a good enough job. But what's great about this business is people will very easily self-select whether or not they have work ethic or not. Mm-hmm. I went to on live dials at 8. Oh, it's 10:45. I'm showing up. What happened? Oh, I had some errands. Okay, I got it. Can you be on live dials tomorrow at 8? Yes. They don't show up. Oh, I got sick today. Okay, perfect. Not a problem. You don't text them again. They show up in 2-3 weeks. They want to get their contracts. That's okay. They weren't ready to drastically change their life like you are. And granted, most people aren't, which is why this is a sorting and a filtering business where we're looking for motivated people. We're not looking to motivate people. And if you just go put more hooks in the water, you're going to find more great people. The reality, though, is most great people are already doing something else. You were already working at a captive company. We just needed to see a new opportunity. Good job, Jay, but also good job to you for recognizing it and then actualizing on it. That's this business. So keep bringing. I love it. You're like, you already got it. You're right. I bring in a batch of people. Then next week I focus on go write 20 grand issue paid. Just casually off 20 grand. I just go make 20 grand in a week. But yeah, okay, let's keep going. So,
and then that's another thing, right? Like when this industry is like, you really want to do both, right? You want to be able to sell at a high level and and mentor as well. So it's like you got to have new people with you the same way that you have to have like a fresh new pack of leads with you in order to create like a bigger possibility for you to make more sales. So it's the same thing. You want to develop more people, you got to have more people there in front of you ready to listen in. You're selling at the same time, so there's no going back in how much income you're making. You're literally only going to make more income the more you put into this type of industry. And here specifically too, because it's like you already have very good compensation, and then at the same time a new agent has pretty good compensation as well. So anybody can come in and they can write 70 grand a month, and technically if I'm writing 20 grand, they're probably going to make more than I made, even if I'm the one mentoring them. So that's what I absolutely love. It's like the possibility for people to make more it's like an even playing field for everybody that comes in.
I love it. Okay, so we're focusing on veteran leads, some mortgage, some final expense, whenever you're in the mood, but kind of a lot of the opens or, middle tier questions are the same. And that's what people are here for. What are Monserrat's magic words? And you're gonna be like, they're not magical. I've said them a lot, but there's gonna be tonality, there's gonna be expression, there's gonna be some hooks that you do that are different than that we've heard before. And that's what I love about these calls is this part right here. So if you haven't taken a note yet, check your pulse, because this has been a great call. But now's when you go, okay, that was really good. And there's a secret to life. If you take pen to paper, you're telling your body and your brain that this is important. You think you're typing it out, or people go, I'm just recording it, I'll watch it later. Why not take the note now? Take it now. She's about to give you gold. Take it now. So I love to hear your script, right? That's what I want to get at. What are you saying to get these people trusting and excited to move forward with you as their broker?
So what I love, I came in here, Grady, and you're probably going to laugh at me, but like the script is the one that you buy when you buy vet leads. I do not want to make anything like seem like it's like special. Of course, my tonality over the phone is the exact same way my tonality is the way I'm talking to you, or the way that I'm mentoring and talking to like new agents. So it's like, I'm very stern in the way that I speak. I'm very, I can take direction with every single call, but the script, it's not different. I don't implement anything else. The one that you buy from when you buy vet leads is the exact same script that I run. I wanted to make it as duplicatable as possible for hundreds of people, because that's my vision long term. And I just wanted everybody to keep it simple with everybody else that they're bringing on as well. So the little things that I do implement though, and that I do train a lot of new agents to implement on their sales, a lot has to do with their tonality. A lot of it has to come from speaking with conviction. And then a lot of it also is just by implementing, I like to call them Easter eggs. This is what I do with every single call, is every single time a client tells me something, I'm literally just repeating to them whatever they're telling me, so that they can understand that I'm listening to them. And it's more of like, they can hear themselves talking back to them. Whatever their problem is, for me, every single sales call is a consultation. So the moment that I changed my perspective from sales is I'm not selling anybody. I'm simply finding out what their problem is, and I'm going to help them out by informing them exactly what the insurance policy is going to give them, and then making sure that they understand this is what it's going to cover. So some people come in wanting mortgage to be protected. Some people come in also wanting final expense. But if you don't ask the right questions, which I do from every single call, I ask so many questions about what is going on with their life so that they can tell me all of their problems, then I'm connecting every single problem that they have back into the insurance policy, because I see it more as like connecting chains to this client. I'm not going to let them go anywhere. They can't move anywhere when they just told me all of their problems. So now it's like this insurance policy is going to really just solidify exactly why they need it in place. And that's just like my perspective as to when I'm on every single call. It's how many chains can I really like tie back to this client by just asking them those questions. And I'll never attach any chains to this client if I never ask any questions.
I love it. So
but yeah, I mean, like that's the way that I take my like every single sales call. It's more of a consultation. And I'm always letting them know through every single segment of my call, like at least 4 times throughout my whole phone call, that we're going to get this taken care of today. And this is whatever they tell me, I'll reassure them that this is the reasoning why we're getting it taken care of today. It's like, I'm not going to call you back tomorrow even or the day after, because we all know those calls don't pick up. So either we're going to get this taken care of today, or we're going to find that solution to whatever your problem is right now, because we all know like the pickups, there's no point in setting appointments.
No, they don't.
You can tell when certain clients are really legit about, okay, this will be a callback, and it's just, you really just need to call your bank, or the bank, you need to find your bank statement, whatever it may be. But those are those are the only callbacks that I have. Yeah. It's if somebody just has to find their paperwork, perfect. That's all we got to do to submit your policy. You have it in place. This is the draft date. Like, it's all good.
I love it. Yeah, 100%. Don't leave messages and appointments there. Yeah, call me back. I'm at the grocery store. Perfect. I'm busy too. So real quick, we got your birthday is this, and this, and we had a question about, you push as hard as you can till they basically hang up, because otherwise you're never going to get hold of them again. That's such good insight. Here we go. Let's hear it. I want to hear some hooks. I want connecting chains to the client. I've never heard that, and I love it.
Yeah, it's just, that's like
in my head. You're just like hooking them, like you're just dragging them down the street. They can't move because they need to come back and buy insurance.
Yeah, that's just my perspective when I'm on a phone call. It's like that's the consultation. So I really want to dive into like the problems that the client's having with either something happening to their family beforehand, they experienced the death and they didn't have any like funds to cover for it, or right now, like they're overpaying for a different policy. So it's just really finding out like what's going on and letting them know that this is exactly what we're going to set up for them to make sure that that doesn't happen long term, or to make sure that this is what's actually getting taken care of in the future, whether it's mortgage, debt. Some people have a lot of debt that they want to take care of. So it's like, this is what we're having this policy in place for today to make sure that that's taken care of in case something happens. So that's literally my perspective on every single call. It's a consultation. I want to ask as many questions as possible to make sure that I get this client to go nowhere. Even with the options, the way that I pitch my options is I have to let them know every single option, I can't give them room to think about it. And for one of my options, it's literally about them thinking about it, so that there's no room for them to want to like go and call me back next week when that doesn't happen. So it's like, as soon as we go over a full set, I mean, if you're going over a full call with a client, it's 40 minutes long. That's literally your time to make sure everything happens that day of. Otherwise, it's like you lose the spark of everything happening, everything coming into their insights of what they have to take care of. And now it's like so many more things happen. Now it's 5 days later, they don't understand what you went over with them. Then you have to rebuild the value all over again, right?
So run us through the first 30, 60 seconds, and then I'd love to hear how you, on a hypothetical example, how you'd present options just to take control. Because that's what people are like. They're like, what are your words? What are you
for my options?
So even the beginning, let's just start at the top of the call. And we don't need a role play, just kind of what you say for the first 30, 60, 90 seconds that sets that table of who you are and what you were going to do today.
Yeah, so literally like how the script says it, I will literally follow it word for word. I don't change anything up in it. But like the first part of the script, it's like, hey, Grady, this is Monserat. I was calling you. It's regarding the veterans insurance protection. Do you have a pen and paper nearby? So it's like, I'm not even going to ask, do they have time? Because they filled it out and they answered the phone. So at this point, do you have something to write on so that we can start going over this together? So it's like I'm taking initiative from the very first beginning of that phone call. And then for my options, like the way that I present to them my options to people, and this is pretty important because I have a lot of like team members that also want to learn how to present options, and sometimes they give too much like lenience over the phone. But it's between 3 options, A, B, and C, right? And then the C option, what that one's for is for people to be able to, it's like the bare minimum option. You can't go any lower than 5 to 10 grand in coverage if it's final expense, or even if it's an index universal, you can't get lower than 25,000 with mutual or 50,000 with America or anything like that. So it's like the C option will be the bare minimum. We can always look to increase over time, right? But this is obviously going to be the option. It's going to give you more room and more days to think about whether you want to increase the B or the A option. Because right now, whether they have something set up or they don't, that one just would make the most sense. It's the most affordable option for families, right? The B option, that one's the state recommended amount. This is usually what families will go with when they want to think about it, because obviously you're right in the middle, right? It's going to take care of what the state wants you to take care of with that final expense. And then that one's usually 15 to 20,000 in coverage. And the way that I present my options is like I sandwich all my options. So I'll make sure that if I'm stating the amount of coverage, I'm saying the premium amount right between, like I'll say 15,000, what you'd set aside, not pay or not, put into. It's like, I never want to say any words that are transactional over the phone. I just want to say what you'd set aside would be around $20. That's very low. But let's say 15,000, you set aside $20.50. So I'll state the cents on there as well. But then I'll sandwich it by letting them know if they were to pass away due to an accident, they would also, another 15,000 would also be paid out to their family. So it's like the last thing that I'll leave them on with that option will be the amount of value that policy or that option is going to give to them. I don't want to leave them off on how much it's going to cost them. And the A option, that one's for the families that know exactly what they want. We're not going to have to look into that coverage in the future. And then obviously it's just going to be the max amount coverage for now. And depending on what it is, because sometimes some carriers can go even beyond, like Ethos can go 100 grand, but some carriers can go like 40 grand. So I'll do 30 to 40. So I'll range sometimes. It depends for the client. I'll do ranges because obviously with underwriting or, like maybe they'll get like a different level or maybe they'll get denied, right? So then I'll do ranges for people. That way it's not going to be something where I'm dissatisfying the client, but they understood that the A option could range between 30 to 40 grand. And then this is what it's going to be for them. So then what you'd set aside would be around $120 a month. And then that will double in case of an accident to another 60,000 or another 80,000 if you were to pass away due to an accident. So it's like that double indemnity. I want to leave them on the value of that coverage amount. But that way the client has no choice but to pick either the C, B, or A option. Do you want the max amount? We're not going to have to talk about it anymore. Do you want the state recommended, or do you want to have a little bit more lenience with wondering whether you want to increase to the B or the A option? Because we can't go any lower than that. And that's the way that I present my options.
Got it. I mean, so B sounds nice. Let's do B. What do you say then?
Perfect. So now what I'm going to have to do is just verify a couple of things to put down on that policy form for you. Do you have a middle initial? So at that point, I'm in the policy. Do you have a middle initial? I already put in their first, last name. And then, sometimes what you can do as well is like even reiterate and ask them, okay, what do you think that's going to cover? And then they'll just retell you exactly what it is that they want to take care of. And then I'll say the exact same line. Do you have a middle initial? Because at that point, it's like they'll tell me, yeah, it's N for Nicole. And then I'm in the next part, which is, okay, awesome. Is this the best primary number to put on file for you? Or do you prefer a different number? So that's already the first part of the application.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. So then you go social banking. What is your lead up to social and banking?
So I leave the social security number for the very end after I put in all of their information on that first part. Okay. And then I will always tie back the social security number back to beneficiary. So I will go over their beneficiaries first before I ask them for a social, because what I want them to understand is like, this is why we're taking care of it, because your beneficiary is the number one person that we want to be able to take care of. So if I'm asking them for personal information like that, it's a no-brainer for them to just be okay with everything. Like it's a no-brainer. They understand the fact that if something does happen, that's going to be still very important, whether it's tied back to MIB report or tied back to their beneficiaries making a claim on this. This is why, and everybody just like, they're like, okay, yeah, it's whatever the number is, but that's what I do. I tie it back to beneficiaries. So I'll go over beneficiaries, break that down, what it's going to look like for them, primary, contingent, and then I'll ask for their social security number. But I'll let them know, in case something happens to them, their beneficiary, when they're calling in, making a claim on this life insurance policy, nobody else can just call in, make a claim, cash out your policy, or make changes to this, right? And they'll always say right. And then this is the only reasoning why we're also going to be needing that social security number on file. So whenever you're ready, please verify that for me. And then they'll just start telling me the social security number. So it's very simple. It's tied back to what their value is with taking care of stuff. And it's obviously, it's just logical. This is why we're going to need it. Nobody else can just call in, make a claim, make changes to this. But it's for the banking institution at the very end. I reiterate back on the beneficiaries because between that point, we went over health questions, right? We answered the questions on the application form. So that took at least another 5 to 10 minutes to go over in case they had any diagnosis. And then next page, and I'm thinking about the Americo form, by the way, but next page will be the beneficiaries again. So I'll reiterate on the fact that I'm going over and placing their beneficiaries and then ask them, okay, so this is how you wanted it structured, right? So in the meantime, Grady, while I'm filling out your beneficiaries, making sure that everything looks correct on here, the next part is going to be your financial institution. So if you had a bank statement at home or a checkbook, if you can go and grab that for me while I fill this out for you, because that's just going to be the next part for me, okay? And no worries, take your time. Just let me know once you're ready. It's going to take me some time to fill this out for you as well, okay?
Awesome.
Then I'll just hear them walking out or going to grab the bank statement. So it's perfect. They're oh, actually, I remember it. You ready? And sometimes when they remember it, you're ready, I'll just play the fact of well, you're too quick for me. So you got to calm down, right? So it's I'm still filling this out, placing down your beneficiary. So give me one more second. And then as soon as I'm on that financial page, then it's okay, bam, they have everything already done. I don't have to try to rebuild value on anything because it's we went over beneficiaries again, quick, easy, 1-2 step, let's go.
Yeah. They're in control or you're in control, right? Hold on, I'm doing something right now for you still. Hold on a second. You're not eager, which then puts them in control, which then can throw up the dynamic where you've been in control the whole time, but now all of a sudden they can tell you what to do. Exactly. It's very methodical, very, very methodical. It is, it's impressive. So give us, as we close out, what are you, policies submitted, Bob's happy, says approved. What do you do to kind of solidify the business? Are you a thank you card and chocolates, flowers? Are you just a text and email? What level of end care do you do to keep business on the books?
So the email, that's the number one of end care that I absolutely suggest for everybody to implement. I send emails from that policy form for them to have it in the meantime, so that will also build more credibility with them seeing what I've been filling out for them, and they'll see it from the insurance carrier. And then also there's no sense of people calling them and then asking them whether they have a policy or not. It's in the email, so that's my number one way of also solidifying that. It's letting them know, while you wait for this paper copy in the mail, the packet of your policy, I'm also going to send you over, I'm going to take my initiative and take extra steps on sending you over another email for you to keep so that you can see exactly what we set up for you in the meantime. But once you do receive that paper copy, I need you to send me over a call so that I understand that you received everything that you need. So it's you got to mark that down, save my number down. You got to put me as a contact and then mark down when you receive that paper copy that you have to give me a call. Yeah. So sometimes I will literally have I will have all my clients. I'm in the 8 a.m. meeting that happened today. One of my clients called me. He's hey, Monserat, I received the paper. I received the policy. And I'm oh my gosh, I'm going to call you right after. I'm in a meeting. It's but that's awesome. Because you just want to be able to have them see it. That will solidify your sales 100%, sending over an email of exactly what you filled out. Because if you don't, then that's kind of that's just being lazy, honestly. You just got to be able to send over another email for them to see it.
Awesome. That's awesome. Well, Monserat, you are a rock star, but not by any form of luck, all out of hard grit and work. And it's a testament to who you are and you're wanting to lead your brother and lead your team and to take care of those around you where you grew up and give everyone an opportunity. But, you know, be proud of yourself. I always tell, you know, agents, be proud but not satisfied. You should be very proud of what you've accomplished, but never satisfied. And that's an okay place to live. Because if we get, as soon as we get satisfied, then we go, I've made it, or I've arrived, or I'm complacent, right? There is no neutral. We're either growing or we're dying. We're either moving forward or we're regressing. And I have a mindset of moving forward, and it is going to serve you well. And to see what you've done so fast, I'm so excited for the future. What are your goals? I'd love to hear, you know, so we can look back on this in 6-12 months and see how you did.
So honestly, like my goals right now, what I like to have with like the whole agency is a number of what we should be able to be at before the end of the year. And I think that just like drives everybody to be able to work towards that one goal. So everybody knows that our goal as an agency is to hit 1 million, but within the agency, do we have more leaders that are doing that as well? Like I think that's what strives a lot of our people, and having them, you know, want to bring in more people into the environment is by understanding that we're going to put them in a position to where they're also going to be doing the exact same thing. That's my goal. I want more people within our agency to also become agency owners. The people that want it. I mean, I break down goals with everybody, dude. I know exactly where people want to go, why they want to go, and it's like we're going to get there. And they see that from me as well too. It's like I have that vision long term. So whatever I do, I'm gonna make sure that I am able to help and open those doors for more people as well. So agency, I mean, we're gonna do 1 million, 100%. We're gonna do 1 million, and then there's gonna be 10 times more leaders who are doing the exact same thing, doing close like halfway to 1 million, for them to be able to experience the exact same thing, get on calls like this, walk the stage, you know, become people within this industry, because that's a lot of their goals. And I'm 100% sure that we're going to make that happen.
I love it. Well, I would bet on you. So we're clear. You know, I would bet on you. Like if the whole roulette wheel was all black, that's how certain I am that will land on black, and you will be at 1 million a month by the end of the year. There's no, I would bet on that, and the sun will rise tomorrow. So I'm cheering you on. I got a bug in here all of a sudden. I'm sorry, but I'm excited. Great job. I'm excited to see you next week. You crushed it. Everyone, please drop a 1, just a 1. Can you all do it? Can you all show her some love for how much her heart she poured out here for us all? And drop a 1 in the chat below. Cheer her on hitting 1 million a month by the end of the year, because Lord knows she can do it. But congratulations on everything. Be proud but not satisfied. And I'm so excited to see what you continue on to do here now and in the future.
Thank you, Grady. Thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate this opportunity.
You got it.
100%.
More fun to come. Have a great day, everybody. Thank you so much. The choice is yours. The world is yours. As Scarface had that big balloon pop across at the end of the movie, or in the middle of the movie, but go make it happen. And I'm going to kill this bug that's in here. And it's literally just teasing me right now. But Monserat was wonderful. Go follow her on IG. We'll see you at Ignite. Have a great day. Great night. Go crush it. Make your goals happen. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye for now.